If you're seeing this video, this is your sign to just get started. So if you are an artist, a maker, a creative in any way, and especially if you're midlife, I want you to take this video as a sign to just get started. So I know personally as a creative, it's really hard to get started. Sometimes we have all these great ideas and things that we want to do with our skills and our talents and our art and everything that we have to share with the world, but we get stuck, we get in our own way, and we never get started. We just sit there like stewing in our ideas basically. And I know how frustrating it can be because I am that person who, like you probably, have sat there for years, as this YouTube as an example. I thought about it for many years before I even got started with it, and I spent way too much time in the like research phase and the thinking about it and the comparing myself to what other people are doing and learning how to do everything and thinking that I had to be perfect and thinking that I had to know everything before I even got started. Because, I mean, the unknown is scary, let's face it. If you haven't done something, it causes anxiety and stress, the thought of doing it, because you've never done it before, so you don't know what to expect. And that's what I tell everybody. Like, everything is scary until you do it. And then once you do it, you know, it's like ripping off that Band-Aid. Once you do it, then you've done it and it's not as scary anymore. And then it's a lot easier to keep going with it because you've done the hardest step. The hardest step is the first step. The hardest step is doing that thing the first time. But once you've done it, it's done and you've overcome that and you can start moving on from there. So like I said, I thought about having a YouTube channel for many years before I started it. And I finally one day just thought, screw it. I mean, I started off a few times just filming myself in front of a camera, like just talking about random things, like practicing just talking to a camera. It wasn't even intended to make a video. It was just me doing the actual act of speaking to a camera, because that, I think, is the hardest part for a lot of people, is talking to the camera, because it's a strange thing to do, because you're not actually talking to anyone, but yet you are talking to potentially thousands and millions of people once you upload that to the internet. So it's a very strange concept at first, but you do get used to it. Actually, I think I'm going to share my first channel that I ever started with. So this is not my first channel. This is my second channel. I kind of cut my teeth, learned the ropes, whatever you want to call it, on my first channel, which I will link in the description. It was called Wildish Living, and it was about mostly like vintage decor, because that's what I was selling on Etsy at the time, and like how to decorate with it and where to buy it and just fun things like that. And it's really kind of cringy, I find, to look at it, but you have, if you don't look back on your first videos and think, wow, that is cringy, then I don't know, you're waiting too long to start, I think. So you should be able to look back and see the growth that you've had like over time. You should be able to look back like every year or 2 years or 3 years and look back to the beginning and say, wow, I have come a long way since then. I've learned a lot, I've improved a lot, and see the difference in the journey, because we all know that you're not an expert at the beginning. You have to start at the beginning and you have to learn the ropes and practice and do it over and over again and get a little better every time, and you know, get better as you go, and one day you'll realize that you do know what you're doing, and you'll get there. You'll get to that place. But anyways, I will show you my original YouTube channel. Go and check it out if you are interested in that kind of thing. And if you go there and see it, subscribe to it and comment on it that you came from this channel, because I'm curious to know if anyone's going to go watch it, because maybe one day I might actually revive that channel if I go back into doing, you know, like more DIY type crafts and art things. And it's more about, I would say, like slow living and living with the seasons and like those kind of kind of creative things that aren't really have anything to do with this channel. I want to keep it over there, but I might actually revive it one day. Who knows? It's not out of the question, but I would love to see what you think. So go over there and check it out. Be nice, leave a comment, and say you came from here, because I'm just curious to know who would go check it out. I'll link it in the description. But anyways, that was just my point of, I started that years ago and I was just learning, and I feel like everything I did on that channel has helped me grow on this channel, because it gave me practice of filming videos, of editing videos, of just putting myself out into the world, and being seen, because a lot of us just have this fear of being seen. We have all these ideas and dreams we want to do, but then the actual putting it out into the world and being seen is, I think, one of the scariest things, because we're all afraid of the judgment that we might get from other people. We worry we're not good enough. We worry what people are going to think about us. We worry, we just worry, because that's human nature, to worry and to want to fit in. But a lot of us that are artists and creatives, we have more of, I would call us more like black sheep, because we don't always fit in. We kind of stand out a bit. We do things a little differently. We have crazy ideas. We don't want to do the same things that a lot of people are doing. Want to do it differently. We're just caught a little different, I think, as creatives. We just are. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we need all kinds of people in the world. We need artists. We need to bring that stuff out, to bring joy to everybody that's working hard doing all the other jobs that we're not doing. And we need to bring out the beauty and the joy and things that make people feel good and make them happy, things to decorate their homes with, things that help them in some way. So there's so many things, I think, as creatives that we have to offer the world. And if you are given an idea of some kind, or you are given a skill or a talent, in any creative way, whether it's making art or making some kind of craft of some kind, photography, pottery, weaving, if you make fashion, if you whatever it is, there's so many different things that we can be creative. Like, even if you think of chefs and gardeners and musicians, it's all creative. It's all making things to put into the world for other people to enjoy. And you are given those abilities and ideas for a reason, and you owe it to the world to release it for everybody to see and to experience, because you don't know how many people that your ideas, your gifts, your products, your art, whatever it is that you do will affect the world, will affect other people, will bring people joy, will change people's lives. You don't know until you put it out there. And everyone is given different ideas, and I think it's up to you to get it out there and let it be seen. It's almost like your job. That's your job to do that, right? I know it's hard to get started, and I think the biggest thing that keeps us from starting a lot of the time is feeling that we don't know everything, that we have to be perfect, like I was saying at the beginning. But we have to remember, everything is baby steps, and the only way to learn as you go is to make mistakes, is to try things, to see how it feels, to see how it works. And you take that little piece of knowledge from here or there, all the little things that you do along the way, and you use that to go forward into the next step. So then you figure out, that worked, perfect, I'll keep doing it. That didn't work, okay, I know not to do that. Let's try this instead. It's all kind of a game of figuring out what's working and trying different things and moving forward. You can learn from other people, but I highly suggest to not spend too much time learning from other people first, but to actually get started. And once you start, then you actually can be more focused on the questions that you need to have answered yourself, and the specific maybe skills or information that you might need along the way, and that you can go get the answers to that and then continue on your way, instead of thinking, I have to take courses, I have to learn how to do this, I have no idea how to do that, so I have to be good at that first before I can start. Just do it as you go. Learn as you go, be imperfect. I think the other thing is that people love to see that people aren't, perfect, because none of us are, and we're all human. And if you are authentically yourself and showing your journey, showing how you're learning and growing, showing your work as you go, I think that goes a long way for people really resonating with whatever it is that you're putting out there. Whether you're showing your work on social media or in the real world, or, you're showing your techniques, how you might make something, or you're showing how you're dealing with hard things that come up in your business or with your art or whatever it is that you're making, and you're sharing that with people as you go. I think that really goes a long way to having people really understand what it is that you're doing and connecting with what it is that you're putting out there. I think it's really important for artists to try to connect with people, because that's really what sells their work, is connecting. Like, you don't buy things from people if you're not connected to that brand or that artist or whatever it is they're making in some way. You buy things because you feel a connection. You want to have a part of whatever it is that they're selling, whether it's a piece of art or a piece of clothing or photography or a pottery or jewelry. Whatever it is, you buy their piece because you feel connected to whatever is that their brand is, so to speak. When their brand is them, their brand is their creativity, their brand is whatever they're putting out into the world. And if that speaks to you, you want to support that artist and spend your hard-earned money on their items to bring into your house and to use. So the best way to do that is to connect with people, and the best way to connect is to show who you really are as a person, as an artist, as a business. And I know that's super hard because I am the worst on social media. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I do not post very much. I get in my own way. I think nobody cares what I'm doing. Nobody wants to see what I'm working on, or I don't show my face a lot. I'll post just random pieces of art because I feel like it's all a process, and I feel like I'm not where I want to be as an artist right now. I feel like there's so much for me to learn and figure out that I don't always want to post my work, but I have to, and I am really trying hard right now to be more present on social media. I feel like YouTube is the place where I like to express myself the most. I feel like it's easier for some reason, and I don't know why. I just really like this platform, and I like reaching the community that I've been reaching here. I think there's a lot of great people, like creatives out there that are kind of in the same boat as me, and I love meeting all of you, and I just think it's really fun. It's just another way to create that I find really interesting. So I hope to continue doing it for a long while, even if, I might only post like 2 videos a month, but it's something. It's better than nothing. I think that it's important to know your limits and not burn yourself out. And that's why I am only doing 2 videos a month now, because doing one every week while working full-time, while trying to make art and have a life with family and friends, it gets a lot. So you need to, try to make sure that you're looking after yourself and not taking on too much at any given time. I find that's really important. That's just a tip from me, but I'm sure you all know about that and are taking care of yourself on your journey along the way. But it's just a little reminder to think about those things. But I think it's really about, getting out of your comfort zone, finding the things that really scare you about what it is you want to do, and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, whether it is doing a YouTube channel, posting on social media, showing up at a live event of some kind, telling people what you do or who you are when you meet them in person. I feel like if you can get yourself into those uncomfortable situations, you will find that that is where most of your growth will happen, because we only can grow in our uncomfortability, basically, if that's even a word. That's where you will find the most growth, because once you can overcome the things that you find uncomfortable and they no longer become uncomfortable, or maybe they're less uncomfortable. For introverts, you know, being out in public with people is always going to be hard, but you can practice doing it so that it's a little bit easier every time. Putting yourself on social media or YouTube or wherever it is that you want to show up, it gets easier as you do it. So I can look back and see that I have grown a lot over the last few years just putting myself out here on YouTube and on social media and doing things that I thought were scary. And once you do it, it's not as scary anymore. And nothing is a waste of time that you want to try, because you're going to learn from every experience, from every little thing that you try doing. You will learn whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you want to do more of that or less of that. It's all part of your journey. And I just really want to encourage everybody to try the scary things. And to be honest, you think that the whole world is watching, that everybody's watching you. But nobody's really watching. They're all too busy worrying about what they're doing. And nobody's really out there judging you, saying, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they put themselves out there. I can't believe they spoke on a video and on social media. I can't believe they're showing their art. Nobody's going to say those things. If anything, you're going to inspire people. Like, I have had so many comments from wonderful viewers saying that they find my videos inspiring. And I love that. I'm like, that's all I really want to hear. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these, is to help other people just to get started, like just to give you that confidence, that little boost, that little reminder, maybe that little tap saying, hey, it's your turn, get started. I know you can do it. And that's why I really like doing these videos, because a lot of you have said that they have helped you in some way to just get started. And so I'm just going to keep repeating myself probably in every video, telling you to just get started. This is for you if you're watching this video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what it is that you're going to take action on, what is you're going to do that you find scary, and let me know how it goes, because I want to hear from you. And then that way you can have some accountability. If you put it in writing on a comment, I'll be cheering you on at the same time. So I want to hear what is scaring everybody and what it is that you're going to do that you find uncomfortable to just get started. I'm really excited for everyone, because I know there's so many creatives out there that have so much potential, so many beautiful things that they can share with the world and that the world needs. And I know it's important to get all of that out there. And like I said, if you have a dream in your mind, it's meant for you and it's meant to come out into the world. And you just have to share it. You just have to be brave, and you just have to take that first step. And I mean, I'm so excited for everybody that has ideas, that wants to do creative things and wants to make a living doing something fun and creative and exciting. Maybe it's just a part-time job. I mean, I've said this before in other videos. I'm not necessarily just talking about people that want to, make money full-time from their creative endeavors. This could just be a hobby that you want to start, or something new that you want to learn. It could be so many things, but you know if this resonates with you, that there's something that you're putting off starting that you should be doing. And the best time to, plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. So I want everyone to get out there and just get started doing things. And you're going to look back in a couple years and you're going to thank yourself for actually being brave enough to get started way back when you thought you couldn't do it, but you actually did it. And your future self will thank you. You just have to think about where you're going to be in 1 year or 5 years from now if you just get started right now. Because if you don't, and I've said this before too, if you don't get started, you're going to be in the same place 1 year from now thinking, why haven't I started yet? Why am I not doing anything? But you've got this. I know you've got this. So I want you to take a deep breath and just take a step forward. I don't care how small or slow your steps are. Every little baby step is an inch in the right direction towards your dreams and making them a reality. And I know you can do this. Like, every journey is a million baby steps. And I want you to get on that journey of your million baby steps. It starts right now. It starts right now. You're never going to get to the million steps if you don't take that first one. I want you just to get out there and start. Get on the path, get on your journey, start doing the things, do the scary things, take a deep breath and just jump and do it. I know you've got this. I believe in you, and I know everyone else believes in you too. So I'm wishing you all the best, and I'm excited for everybody. But that's all I have for today. A little pep talk for you as your sign to get started if you've been procrastinating. So get out there and do it. Love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.